We said 2024 was going to be wild and crazy, and it has not disappointed. And now we've gotten to the point with this situation with Texas, with 25 states joining in the Lone Star Rebellion to stand for this country. Finally, people coming together and standing up to this nonsense. The Biden administration has completely ignored the southern border, something that Donald Trump was committed to, shoring up immigration, making sure that we have control of our country. Elections have consequences. They certainly do. And what we have seen with the Biden administration, not only just with the border, but everything, we are looking at a complete and total disaster. And this right here is about to get really, really ugly. 25 states now have joined in, and I believe that number is going to grow. You have President Trump encouraging all states to send their troops to Texas to help Greg Abbott. It says in a two-part rant on True Social Thursday evening, former President Trump called on Republican-controlled states to send their National Guard troops to Texas to help Governor Greg Abbott. Charlie Kirk says Governor Abbott is handling this incredibly well. He played it very safe for a few years and has demonstrated remarkable restraint. Gloves are off, and it's time to fight. We stand with Texas. But now we have this report coming out.
Well, as it stands right now, you might be able to make out behind me, Texas's razor wire is still here inside of Shelby Park. It remains untouched. However, the Biden administration has now warned Texas it has until tomorrow to allow Biden's border agents back into Shelby Park and the ability to remove Texas's razor wire as it sees fit. A federal attorney writes to Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton that the Supreme Court ruled in favor of the Biden administration, ending a temporary restraining order that prohibited Biden's border agents from touching Texas razor wire in and around Shelby Park. The Biden administration goes into detail about the access it wants. It wants access to Shelby Park, also the nearby boat launch and the international bridge.
This is all falling apart, and I'm not sure what's going to happen. What I do know is that it's very convenient timing right now that the Biden administration is completely falling apart right before our very eyes. And it's getting to the point where even some of the most anti-Trump people can't even deny that it was a better country under Donald Trump. And that worries me because, as I have been saying for now, I believe about a year, I do not believe that the Democrats are going to run Joe Biden in 2024. I don't believe it. I don't believe that he has all of his marbles upstairs. I think we've all seen that. We see that every time he speaks, he doesn't really know what he's talking about. He doesn't seem to know where he's at. He just isn't there anymore. He was already bad enough when his brain was working. Now he has no idea where he's at, and it's clear that he is not in control. It's clear that he has no idea what's going on. And while they hid that fairly well in 2020, we're now at a point in 2024 where they cannot hide that anymore. We know that more people are behind the scenes pulling the strings. We know that Joe Biden is not actually in control, and I do believe, I hope I'm wrong, by the way. I've said this 1,000 times. I pray that I am wrong, that I do want Joe Biden to be the nominee, because there's no way that he will even remotely come close to Donald Trump. But my belief is that they will replace him before 2024. And all of this playing out right now seems very convenient. But at least finally, we have people standing together against what is going on at the southern border. We have other states joining in, and it seems like this is going to get really, really ugly. Again, you have President Trump calling for all states to rally around Greg Abbott and Texas. Trump says, when I was president, we had the most secure border in history. Joe Biden has surrendered our border and is aiding and abetting a massive invasion of millions of illegal migrants into the United States. Instead of fighting to protect our country from this onslaught, Biden is unbelievably fighting to tie the hands of Governor Abbott and the state of Texas so that the invasion continues unchecked. In the face of this national security, public safety, and public health catastrophe, Texas has rightfully invoked the invasion clause of the Constitution and must be given full support to repeal the invasion. We encourage all willing states to deploy their guards to Texas to prevent the entry of illegals and to remove them back across the border. He continued, all Americans should support the common sense measures by Texas authorities to protect the safety, security, and sovereignty of Texas and the American people. When I am president on day one, instead of fighting Texas, I will work hand in hand with Governor Abbott and other border states to stop the invasion, seal the border, and rapidly begin the largest domestic deportation operation in history. Those Biden has let in should not get comfortable because they will be going home, he added in a warning. That is beautifully said right there. We need President Trump back in office. What we are seeing right now is truly unbelievable, and it's only going to get much, much worse as we progress into 2024. So you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much for checking out this video. Have a great day, and we will talk to you later.